the rich tradition of boys basketball.
Followed up,
and now is their time to shine. A season of dreams and hard work comes down to a Sweet 16 playoff spectacular.
from the corner, a three.
Welcome to the Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Championships. These are the Tournaments on 9. And now, live from the St. Paul Civic Center, your host for the Tournaments on 9, Minnesota 9 sports anchor Jim Gilliland.
We started with a Sweet 16. We are down to 6, working our way towards 1. They're playing for it all in St. Paul. Boys basketball, one champion for the first time in 20 years. They had 5 years worth of playing off A and AA. Before that, an 8-team tournament. It's brought a sense of excitement, a little controversy, but the tournament is being talked about again. And we're here for the Thursday night session where we'll get down to our Final Four. Janet Carvin and Dick Bramer joining me. First game, Dick, two teams that are familiar with each other, Minneapolis North and Cretin Derham Hall.
Minneapolis North beat Cretin Derham Hall twice during the regular season. It's always tough for a team to beat the same team 3 times in 1 year, but this Minneapolis North team is no ordinary team. A lot of people think it's the most talented Minnesota high school team in many, many years. The key for Cretin Derham Hall simply to get off to a better start tonight than they did against Armstrong. They survived a 20-3 start yesterday to win the ball game. They cannot afford a slow start like that here tonight.
Okay, and Janet, we were wondering, some were wondering if any Class AA teams or Class A teams could get through to the final. Well, we have one that's going to be by virtue of the play this afternoon. And will anybody beat New London Spicer in this bracket? They're that good, and they're playing Duluth East late.
They are, so we could end up with 3 out of the 4 teams being Class A teams. London Spicer, Jamie Swenson, a junior center, is the player to watch for them. They play a real scrappy defense. They were all here last year. They pretty much rolled over St. Peter yesterday. But as far as their competition tonight, we'll just have to see how Duluth East goes. They really had to battle with Monticello. A lot of balance and great defensive effort.
Okay, we'll look forward to that game a little bit later. Cretin Derham Hall and North coming up. And with us, as he has been throughout the tournaments, for crowd discussions and visits with coaches and players, here's Jeff Grayson.
All right, thank you very much, Gilly, and we welcome everyone around the state of Minnesota to quarterfinal Thursday. Class A and AA mixed in together. This will be 2 AA teams, of course, as our announcer said. As we did earlier today, we'll have interviews with players and coaches, let you know what they're thinking. We'll talk to the coaches at halftime as they're coming off the court. Plus, we'll let you in on some of the faces behind the scenes that make this tournament such a great one. We had an overtime buzzer beater this afternoon. Hang on, folks. Who knows what we'll have tonight as Cretin Derham Hall gets set to take on the #1 team in the state, Minneapolis North. Don't go anywhere. Starting lineups, introductions, and the opening tip when we come back.
The Thompsons got their home equity installment loan from First Bank, not just because they could finance their car and deduct the interest, or get convenient ways to manage their money, or pay for the new addition to their home. They chose First Bank because the bank loaned them 100% of the equity in their home, which let them consolidate their finances and their family all at once.
For special rates and no closing costs, apply by phone today.
Ready for spring with quality products from Menards. Vermont American makes great tools for your home fix-up. A 7-piece screwdriver set is $5.88, and a contractor saw is $14.77. Shopvac prepares you for spring cleaning with a 5-gallon wet-dry vac for only $28.82. Pick up a combination blower vacuum for $44.82. Menards springs into action with low prices.
Save big money at Menards.
My dad once said, 90% of sports is from the neck up. Experience tells me he was right. They say only the strong survive. Experience tells me it's true. Now, I know I'm just a rookie, but I see what it takes to succeed. Hard work, strength, experience.
Your GMC truck dealers are a proud sponsor of this telecast.
You know, that son of mine is really something. Well, he's doing field research on high-altitude geological rock formations.
Nothing's more intense than sound of Mountain Dew. Education is priceless.
Get a free basketball when you buy Reebok footwear at Sears, plus other great offers inside Mountain Dew multi-packs.
This afternoon, 3 Class A teams played. Tonight, 3 AA teams will play, all trying to get to Minnesota's Final Four. Let's get the introductions for tonight's first game from Bob Reed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the St. Paul Civic Center. It's time now to introduce the starting lineups for these two teams, alternating by team. The visiting team tonight, a record of 24-3, the Section 3 AA champions, the Cretin Derham Hall Raiders. And the home team, a record of 26-0, the Section 5 AA champions, the Minneapolis North Polars. Introducing the guards, starting with Cretin Derham Hall's guard, a 6-foot senior, number 15, Tim Rozga. And for Minneapolis North, a 5'10 sophomore, number 42, Khalid El Amin. At the other guard for Cretin Derham Hall, 6'4 junior, number 11, Ben Burke. And for Minneapolis North, 5'10 sophomore, number 24, Ozzie Lockhart. At center for Cretin Derham Hall, 6'1 senior, number 31, Brendan Townley. And for Minneapolis North, 6'5 senior, number 54, Elbert Wall. At forward for Cretin Derham Hall, 6'3 senior, number 51, Joe Haas. And for Minneapolis North, 5'11 senior, number 12, Chris Rainey. At the other forward for Cretin Derham Hall, 6'3 junior, number 21, David Devine. And for Minneapolis North, 6'2 sophomore, number 44, Jabbar Washington. The Cretin Derham Hall assistant coach is Arvesta Kelly. The head coach, Lynn Hariza. For Minneapolis North, assistant coach, John Gray. And the head coach is Robin Ingram. The officials for this game, Steve Winfield and Mike Cannon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce one member from each squad. Representing Cretin Derham Hall, number 35, Sean Van Gemmert. And representing Minneapolis North, number 30, LaDale Davis.
Test. Good evening. Welcome to the Minnesota State High School League State Basketball Tournament. We appreciate your attendance at this tournament and hope you enjoy it.
The state basketball tournament is being played under the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. As athletes, we ask the spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship, fair play, and respect for our opponents and the cause of the officials.
Thank you, gentlemen, and now it's time to play basketball. But please stand, join in and sing as the Cretin Derham Hall Band, conducted by Donna Novi, leads us in our national anthem.
Our third quarterfinal game of the day, Cretin Derham Hall against Minneapolis North, and as we talked about in the open gym, two teams that know each other very well. Met a couple times during the year. North winning both, obviously, coming into this game with an undefeated record. One of the games very close, a 2-point game, and Cretin-Derham Hall had a chance to win it at the buzzer, but the shot wouldn't drop.
I think Cretin-Derham Hall knows North well. It won't be intimidated by them, and I feel they think if they make them work on offense, play good, solid defense, don't try to get into a scoring game, because that's not gonna, you're not gonna win that game with Minneapolis North. But if they make them earn their points, they think they can play with them and possibly pull it out at the end the way they did Armstrong yesterday. No one thought they would match up too well with them.
Elbert Wall on the right, Joe Haas on the left, and the tap controlled by the Polars. And bringing it up is Khalid El Amin, just a sophomore. Tremendous point guard. Polars go out with a 3-guard lineup. Lost in the lane, picked up by Haas. Razga firing to the left side.
You saw El Amin gamble there. He'll do that. He'll leave his man, and Cretin's going to have to take advantage of the situations where he's reaching and gambling. And, well, if he gets himself in foul trouble, it'll take care of itself.
He's not the only one that will gamble on defense. It's pretty much a five-man poker game. I mean, they all play very tenacious defense, going for steals. They love to play the up-tempo game.
Cretin would like to see this game in the 50s or lower, and then they'd be right there. Devine had a path to turn and shoot, but he didn't look.
Very deliberate. Devine's shot for 3 comes off. Haas with the follow-up. Joe Haas gets the game's first points. 1 minute into the game. Ozzie Lockhart, Chris Rainey, the other guards. Very, very quick lineup that the Polars have. Lockhart hits for 3. Ozzie Lockhart puts the Polars in front.
A bit of the genetic code rubbing off there, pumping the 3-pointer like his dad, the former Gopher great, current Globetrotter.
A couple of former Gophers on the current Globetrotter roster. Mario Green, spare part for one of Clem Haskins' earlier teams. From the left baseline, in and out for Townley. Follow-up is good.
Good sign for Cretin-Derham. Joe Haas, their leading scorer, was off to a very slow start against Armstrong. Consequently, they fell way behind. But he's getting in position here tonight.
He's got the first 4 Raider points. A miss by Chris Rainey. And the Raiders come away with it. This is Devine. 6-3 Raiders. And it will not drop for Jamar Washington, but he'll go to the line. You don't dare turn your back on this North team. They'll run right up your back.
Well, they beat them down the floor several times last night in the game against White Bear Lake. Just turn and fire and got some layups or foul opportunities, such as this case where Jamar Washington was fouled from behind. Khalid Al Amin is one of the most gifted passers I've seen in a long time. He really can see the floor.
Washington misses his first free throw. Second one's good. Foul call, by the way, on David Devine. A 2-point lead for the Raiders on the Banville scoreboard.
Things have changed since 1965. Time and progress march on. And though the land hasn't changed, how you work it has. But one thing has stood the test of time. Banville. It's still the broadleaf herbicide for corn, for control that lasts from spike to canopy. Sure, things change in 30 years. Banville just hasn't needed to. Banville. 30 years, and still the best.
This is Sheila Weiss. She runs a woodworking shop. The small business group at US West found a way to help her manage her day better. Now, when she gets another call, she can tell who's calling and decide whether to take it or send it to voicemail.
Hi, Joe.
Now, if everything at her shop ran this smoothly, she'd design a world-renowned furniture collection. They'd name a wing after her at the new museum. Any wing, because she'd design the museum. But right now, she's got work to do. You know your business. And we know ours, the Small Business Group at US West.
Tapping out a tune there for Minneapolis North. KMSP Television has purchased the broadcast rights to the 1995 Minnesota State High School basketball tournament. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and account of the copyrighted telecast is permitted without the written authority of KMSP and the Minnesota State High School League.
Raiders with the basketball. Not now. Jabbar Washington picks up the loose ball. And the Raiders have the lead. This is their 6th straight state tournament. Albert Green blocked by Haas, and he comes away with it. Albert Green used to doing the shot blocking himself. Haas with 6 early points.
Passing by 51, Haas.
Raza got his hands on the pass.
See that Cretin Derham Hall knows the North team well, knows what they're trying to do. They matched up this way, each guy taking a guy and working inside there. Washington, he's a very effective player for 6'3" down the low block.
Nice spin away move to the baseline. Washington with 3 points.
He knows where to put himself when one of the other guys is penetrating. Amin or Rainey or Lockhart. You call it garbage baskets, but it's truly by design. He scores well.
Ben Burke will reset the offense.
You'll find if North sits in this zone, Cretin will be very patient.
Bowler sitting back in the 2-3 zone. Haas has it come off. Jabbar Washington had the rebound, swatted out of his hands. The Polars will get it. And coming back in for the Polars, Albert Wall.
52 Green out.
8-6, the Raiders in front. Khalid Alamin scores, and he'll go to the line.
We noticed this last night as well, and I got to see Khalid play a couple of times during the season. He just really positions his body well when he's going to the basket, keeping the ball away from the defender. Great body control. 10th grade.
And a very quick first step. The Polars are in front. A three-point play by Alamin. And Hariza looks on. I gotta believe that the Raiders are thrilled to death with the pace of this game. They're taking a great deal of time with each possession. Haven't seen any transition baskets for the Polars yet.
They'll be very careful to take care of the ball while they're coming up, getting into their half court, and then try to get good shots from them.
Three-point try. Townley misses. Haas again on the boards. Gets the bounce.
Hasn't he played well so far?
Boy. 8 early points for Joe Haas, and he's finding rebounding room in the lane. Three-point try by Rainey. Long one, 25 feet away. Rebounded by Townley. Divine firing to Razga. Quick touch pass inside to Haas. Back outside, Razga misses. Rebounded by Divine. Now pass picked off by Chris Rainey. There's Jabbar Washington, but he missed it. And the Raiders come away with it. Divine was bothering Washington. And he missed the close-in shot. Down low, Haas with 10. Nice pass by Townley.
Haas is really finding positioning the seams in the zone, getting his points off of missed shots or passes off penetration.
A tremendous steal by Joe Haas. A great first 6 minutes. for the senior from Cretin Derham Hall. Rozga has yet to score.
Rozga can light it up in a hurry too. He can be very streaky, as can David Devine. They do have some offensive weapons. Townley made the big three-pointer last night that put them on top for good against Armstrong.
Burke drives, feeds Haas. A dozen for Joe Haas in the first quarter. Biggest lead of the night for either team. Nearly a double dribble or a travel. Now Rainey and Elamine get tangled up. A jump ball, the arrow pointing in favor of the Raiders with 1:27 left in the first quarter. They lead by 5.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Ice cold milk. Help yourself. Cold drinks are like basketball players. They can be tall, they can be smooth, but it takes a great one to dunk. Ice cold milk. Help yourself. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers.
Want to make a Consumer's Digest Best Buy an even better buy? Well, right now, we're offering $1,000 cash back on every Dodge Caravan. Not just some, every one. Add in up to $1,100 in package value discounts, and you can take up to $2,100 off America's best-selling minivan. Or choose 4.9 financing instead. So hurry to the Dodge National Best Buy sale. Right now, current Chrysler Corporation minivan owners get an additional $500 cash back.
Dick Bramer and Jim Gilliland bringing you this double-A matchup between North and Cretin Derham Hall. Joe Haas has scored 12 of his team's 14 points. He's on a personal 6-point run. He scored the last 6 points of the game.
Looks like he came out determined, Rozga misses the long one, to make something happen tonight because he was so sluggish at the outset yesterday.
Bar Washington got the rebound for North.
Haas not only led the team in scoring, he led the city conference in scoring.
Out of bounds off the hands of Jabbar Washington. We mentioned that North has beaten Cretin Derham Hall twice. They've also beaten a couple of other state tournament teams. Now we've got a timeout, a substitution coming in for North. Kayvon Westbury replacing Ozzie Lockhart. But North beat St. Agnes 82-58 and Duluth East 52-44. What's impressive about those two wins, they did it on back-to-back nights. Jabbar Washington blocked and fouled by Haas.
Joe Haas excited about that play, thought he went up and got it cleanly from Jabbar Washington. We'll take another look at it.
Might be right.
Yeah, not much contact there, but he'll go to the line for 2.
It could be that we'll have a rematch of that North Duluth East game in our semifinal round tomorrow. If North wins the game here and if Duluth East beats New London Spicer. Two teams that have been ranked first and second most of the year. Washington gets both free throws. And it's a 3-point Raider lead. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Traveled as he caught the pass. 4 turnovers apiece for Cretin Derham Hall and North. Three-point try. Rainey misses. Washington fighting for the rebound, but it falls free to Townley. Up ahead to Rozga, behind the back pass into the hands of Henry Smith.
Let's call it now.
Washington scores, and he'll go to the line.
open court, 10 seconds left, 3-on-2. Khalid El Amin, that's where he's at his best, and he made that play. Drew the defense to one side, zipped a perfect pass to Washington, who also made a nice move with the pump fake. Pass, whoop, up in the air goes Devine. Didn't really touch him much either, but Washington's the beneficiary of the call and pumps another free throw.
3.1 left. Second foul on David Devine. 1 second left, and the Polars will have one desperation try.
Flipped out of Haas's hands as he tried to go up there, hit the backboard.
It'll count. Ooh, Jabbar Washington almost cashed in a 3 at the horn. Cretin Derham Hall led by 5, but the Polars closed out the quarter with a 5-point run.
It's time to go to the extreme. Top Stadium Club. Go one-on-one with every threat in the NBA. Then get their numbers nailed. The special insert cards. Rising stars, talent on fire. Clear cuts, a see-through view of the best in the game. Dynasty meets destiny. It all comes together. Top Stadium Club.
This is Hardee's Sandwich of the Month, the delicious bacon cheeseburger. Why? Because Americans have had a love affair with bacon cheeseburgers for years. And at Hardee's, you can get this big, juicy bacon cheeseburger with medium fries and a medium drink for just $2.99. And there isn't a better, more popular combination on earth than a bacon cheeseburger with fries and a drink. Hardee's Bacon Cheeseburger Combo, just $2.99. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. 14 apiece. And the Polars start the second quarter with a basketball. Khalid El Amin beating Rainey.
Rainey's had a bad start here. He doesn't really seem to be with it. His shots have missed badly, and he's taken some bad shots.
Wanted a foul call there, but none came.
He was another very explosive player if he starts finding his game.
Haas with a great first quarter. 12 points in the first 8 minutes. Rozga zips a pass inside. Townley missed. Rebounded by Westbury. El Amin. Rebounded by Townley. Good job by Townley getting back in the play. He missed at the other end. Now a steal for Chris Rainey. Found Washington.